Hello and welcome to the Kiwi and Scooter podcast.
Welcome.
Welcome. We have a very special guest today. Wait until spoken to. All right, today we have a very special guest. We have Aaron Burr.
Welcome to the internet.
No, this is our podcast. It's different. I don't want people to get confused.
I was waiting so long. I was like practicing in the car right over here, like, the internet. Welcome to the internet.
Well, sorry. Explain what you do.
I draw stick figures for a living.
He is a prominent YouTuber, cultural icon, and voice of reason.
Sex icon.
Sex icon. We are subscribers and fans of Nate, and Nate has pretty much made our channel.
Basically.
Because all of his success has channeled into small success for us.
And Nate, what is your YouTube channel called?
Nate is physically disabled.
That's actually worse than saying NateIsLame. Like, that's actually really messed up.
Well, I mean, like, acknowledging it. I'm called NateIsLame. You could go to youtube.com.
Are you actually physically
NateIsLame.
disabled? Because my wife actually is physically disabled.
Well,
Yeah,
lame
so-
is more of a it's more physical, as your wife is more mentally disabled.
No.
I'm physically disabled.
No, I actually am physically disabled. I have a muscular condition called...
Really?
Yeah, it's called normocolemic familial periodic paralysis.
Wow, you guys just make me sound like a dick right now.
Yeah.
That's... We've been waiting for this moment. This isn't even a podcast. I'm working on a NateIsLame exposed video.
I could do that for you, man. I could send you all my old journals and stuff I had in 6th grade.
Did you see? I mean, that picture I sent you on Facebook yesterday is part of that.
Delete that.
No, I'm not going to.
He's flashing it over the screen right now.
Yes, I am.
We have all the dirt on Nate. Just kidding. There's no dirt on Nate. Nate is like a little angel.
Nate is like actually genuinely a good person.
Yeah.
Where do you get that from? Like, why do you just like have inherent morals?
Well, I was raised in a super Christian household and stuff, so like it was just kind of thrust upon me, but then I realized that God is dead and there's no such thing as an afterlife. But the good morals stuck around.
Okay, that makes sense.
I feel like that's really interesting because I was raised in also like a very religious household. My parents are Mormon, and I feel like it's hard to come to terms with your own morality once you realize that God is dead and there's no afterlife. I feel like there's a large section of my life where I was like anarchy, and I would like steal credit card numbers and like rob people, and so I was like, there's no consequences. But now I feel like I'm coming to terms with like trying to be a good person and being like, even if there are no, hellish consequences, I probably shouldn't do bad things. So I think I'm proud of you for just being a good person.
You
anyway.
never went through the reckless anarchist criminal phase.
I stole a candy bar once.
That's pure anarchism right there.
No, I'm just too scared most of the time. I'm too scared to get into trouble.
You're scared of like earthly consequences?
I just want people to like me.
Like the security guard at the store?
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder what his favorite movie is. Do you think he'd be my friend if he knew me?
Probably not if it makes you feel any better.
Yeah, I know.
When you stole that candy bar, where did you steal it from?
That was actually a joke just to add on to what you guys were saying. I've actually never stolen anything that I can remember. Nothing prominent enough just to get in my mind. No, I'm a pretty good kid.
Oh, okay. Well...
And a pretty good liar, too.
So you tell lies. That's immoral.
Well, I mean...
But honestly, lying is just like
morality
really
doesn't exist to begin with. I mean, it just comes down to who's benefiting and who's not benefiting from the action. It's super subjective. Like, we don't even have like a basis to compare morality and actions to begin with.
Well, do you feel... I feel like to a certain extent...
So you don't believe in objective morality?
No, absolutely not. That's
so
silly.
You don't watch PragerU videos? You don't...
I mean, like, if I'm in the mood to get angry, I'm like, how much do I hate myself tonight? And then I'm like, Prager University, let's see how long. Okay, last time I made it through 40 minutes. Let's see if I can beat that.
Yeah, I watched...
40 minutes is pretty good.
I watched the Dennis Prager video on objective morality, and I was just... it's terrible.
Like, I always just come up with, is it wrong to kick a puppy under the stomach and just send it flying over the neighbor's yard and have it land on its side and stuff, Is that objectively wrong? The answer is normally yes, right?
Normally, yes.
And then I like to come up with a scenario where it is moral to do that. Like, for example, there's a school bus of children, and there's a guy with a bomb with a button, and he's like, okay, if you don't kick that puppy, I'm going to blow these children up. And there's their families
Obviously,
right over there. They're watching. I don't know how this scenario even came to be, but if you don't kick that puppy, you're going to kill these children, ruin those families' lives, and you're going to have to deal with that.
Yes, so in that situation, that would be a justified puppy punt.
See, so there's no such thing as morality because, like, you can't just say this is good, this is bad, because there's always the potential of a guy with a bomb and a bunch of children on a bus forcing you to do that, you know?
Fair enough. I feel like morality is kind of created by society kind of agreeing, like, okay, if the majority of people act this way the majority of the time, then things are going to run smoothly most of the time. And I feel like that's morality. But then there's always like exceptions, like the guy with the bomb.
Is that more like Law and Order, or is that like philosophical morality? My God, that's gonna be a deep episode.
I think that's like I think that's like biological morality. Like we don't want people we don't want like murder and mayhem and people running around doing crazy shit all the time. And so people have generally agreed. I think the majority of people agree to follow law and order. You know what I mean? Like even if there were no consequences, I think that a lot of people wouldn't murder people, even if there were no like laws. I think that a lot of people wouldn't murder.
My name is NateIsLame. Let's talk about philosophy.
Let's do some pseudo-intellectual hippie bullshit for a while.
Are you in the mood to cry? Because we got you covered.
Well, let's ask Nate some questions about his actual YouTube channel.
Let's do that.
This is supposed to be a podcast about creative,
how did we get
creative
where we
people.
Got? Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's going to happen plenty of times on this podcast, and it's okay.
I'm really good at derailing stuff to make other people sad.
So let's just go. Let's talk about how long it takes to make each one of your videos, because even though the animation isn't super complicated, it probably does take a lot of time to make your videos.
Well, the thing is that, you know, when you're watching one of my videos, it's like a 10-minute shot of just, hey, boom, 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 boom. My God, I even have the voice
turned
down.
the voice on.
I know, the voice is on or off. I'm like, no,
you went from up here. You had that's the NateIsLame voice.
It's the NateIsLame voice. Hi, how's it going?
Yeah, there it is.
Basically, it's like boom, 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 and then it's done. And you're like, wow, that took him a week. But I'm like, you got to look at every single difference in the frame because I got to lay out the backgrounds. I got to draw the dude. I have to listen to the audio over and over, and I got to like position this. Did this flow right? Well, let's scrap that and redo the whole thing. And then I got to like, okay, that audio take didn't sound good, so let's just open this application back up, pour it back in. Then you round it out, and then eventually 20 to 40 hours of your life are gone on a 10-minute video complaining about some pop band that's popular right now.
But you do save a lot of money on production costs. Like for our videos, we have to have a camera, lighting, a green screen.
Yeah.
It might not take us as long. I usually 10 hours of editing per video for us. For 10 minutes.
I wouldn't even say 10 hours.
For a 10-minute video, probably.
For a 10-minute video. But a lot of our videos aren't 10 minutes.
The last podcast we did, it took me like 4 hours to edit everything together.
Yeah.
Dang. It's just live action stuff. I mean, like, I'd much rather edit live action than one of my videos.
Well, so other than the editing process, where do you come up with your ideas? Like, how do you know that something is a good thing to make a video on?
To be honest, ever since I was a little kid, I watched Swoozy on YouTube. Do you guys ever watch Swoozy
too?
Yeah.
Yeah, Swoozy was the best, and he just had this way of telling a story and animating it. Just making this something really, like, small and, you know, oh, yeah, I kissed a girl in a hotel. And then he, like, is able to take that and turn it into a really long story with characters. And all you got to do is just add, you know, background to people, and then all of a sudden it's a lot more intriguing. So I was like, what if I did that? So, like, this happened about, like, 6 or 7 years ago. I started watching him, and I was like, okay, I want to do something like this. And it didn't start off as a YouTube channel. I've been doing this forever, telling stories.
I remember.
I had a DeviantArt and a blog, and I posted in that religiously. And I would just, you know, one day I was walking down the neighborhood and I saw some kid jump over a fence, and I was like, what's he up to? Turns out he lived there. But I wrote a blog about that, and I was able to manage to turn it into like a 10-paragraph epic of like, oh my god, what's going on here? And then at the very end, I'm like, he lived there.
Okay.
You know, you get into that mindset. And what was the original question?
How do you get your ideas?
Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually I just, you know, you just walk around and then you get this weird little thought in the back of your head. Like, my God, what were they smoking while they were making Pitch Perfect 2? And I was like, you can make a video about that, you know?
Okay.
It's just about stretching it out as far as it can go.
So I remember about spring of last year, on Facebook you made a video about your friend Rylan. And I commented on the video, I said, hey, Nate, you should start a YouTube channel. This is pretty good. So I'm going to take 100% credit for all of your success, and I would like 15% of your AdSense.
Well,
If I can produce the document and the screenshot of me commenting that 2 months before your YouTube channel comes out, do I get 15%?
well, not if I can delete the comment first.
No! All right, what's your question for Nate?
My question for Nate is, I was actually wondering, do you see yourself getting any more in depth into your animations, or like adding any more characters, or getting any like?
Is there gonna be lore? Is there gonna be NateIsLame lore?
Yeah, like, are you really into the animation aspect of it, or is it just like
The
a
storytelling.
vehicle?
This is some really classified stuff. You gotta keep on the hush hush, okay?
Okay.
I expect this to be edited out of the podcast. If I'm looking at myself like 2 weeks later talking about this, I'm gonna come after you guys.
This probably will not get edited out of the podcast.
I'll take your word and just throw it out the window because I know you're gonna cut this out.
But I'm telling the truth right now. Wouldn't you rather me be honest with you that this is going to stay on the podcast?
Quit talking. Do you want an answer or not?
I guess.
I have like a 6-page Google document of like the plans. Like, okay, when this happens, I'm going to reveal this. When this happens, this is all going to tie into this stuff. There's like a plan. There's a method to the madness.
Okay.
Very interesting.
I do have a plan. There are things that are going to happen.
Why do you want the fact that you have a plan to be secret? You don't want anyone to know that you have a plan?
Because that takes all the excitement out of it, you know?
I don't
Like,
see
realistically,
how
the only reason I am saying this out loud is because like 12 people are going to be watching this far into the video.
Yeah, it's true.
It's probably true.
Yeah.
We can look up that stuff in the analytics like a
Yeah.
month from now. So obviously 21 Pilots has been a big part of your success. So
Thanks, 21 Pilots.
I think you owe a lot of your success to the popularity of 21 Pilots on the internet. Did you know that going into making those videos? Was that like a strategic thing that you knew that you would get a lot of clicks and views for talking about that topic? Or
I mean,
did it just kind of happen?
Honestly, yeah. I was like, would I click on this video? Then there's probably a lot of other people who would click on the video. So I kind of need to be a little bit strategic with the timing of those. Like, boy, it's kind of been a lull. Am I ready to clock out another one of these clickbaity garbage videos?
I think it's smart. I think it's genius.
Yeah.
We have a tough time like coming up with a good plan or strategy to get clicks. We don't know how to do that.
I think that a reason that we struggle with that is because we have a really weird taste in YouTube content. Mm-hmm. And so I think that we kind of put out the kind of stuff that we watch, like weird, absurdist,
Do you know?
Stuff.
I think I know what your guys' problem is. You guys have too much self-respect. You need to get into the clickbait game, okay?
I know I'm ready to go into the clickbait game, but I don't know how.
All right. Well, you know what? I can mentor you.
Like we should have titled our flat Earth video 100% flat Earth proof. Globe heads go to hell.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, is that with clickbait, you know, you need to at least deliver. Like, do you have 100% proof?
I do.
It's about knowing what you have and then just stretching it as far as it can go. For example,
I have 100% flat Earth proof, but I'm not ready to disclose that yet. It's in my plan. I have a Google Doc planned out of when I'm going to disclose that information, but...
what, like, it was like the talent show video, which didn't deserve all those clicks, by the way. Kicked out of the talent show for playing 21 Pilots. We were kicked out of the talent show. We did play 21 Pilots, and we did play 21 Pilots in a moment of time.
It's that 4. It's that 4 you put in there.
You know, it's like really stretching it, trying to, you know, you're not lying. We were kicked out of talent show for playing 21 Pilots.
You're not lying at all. I think that's just smart business, smart internet promotion.
The amount of comments I get, they're super pissed. Like, well, you guys weren't kicked out. Give me 10 minutes back. And I'm like...
But that video has way more likes than dislikes.
Yeah, that video deserves a lot less viewership than it has. That is disgusting if that's the kind of content I need to be making it on YouTube. I've made like 15,000 subscribers off of that dumb video.
Nice.
I say good on ya. But yeah, I think that it's interesting the way that YouTube works in that regard, though. Like that, I feel like YouTube promotes certain content, and you just kind of have to figure out a way to get in on it and find out what people are watching. And I feel like it's a difficult game to figure out.
I'm just happy because the more subscribers Nate has, the more that we have. Please keep clickbaiting your videos.
I am going to be plugging you guys every single day.
Forever, right?
Forever.
That's good to know.
I am a glorified King and Queen of the Losers fan channel, by the way. I normally charge about $150 to $300 depending on how much I like you. But King and Queen of the Losers are the only people who will get me on their podcast for free.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, we don't charge anyone for being on our podcast either.
Yeah, I hope not.
We probably should have like a plan though, in case like one of our podcasts like gets a lot of views, like how much we pay our guests. Like we should probably like figure that out.
Well, that's like way down the road, honey.
Wow.
Way down the road.
Do you hear this? Do you hear this bullshit?
Way down
Down the road. She doesn't believe in the podcast. Should we kick her off the podcast if she doesn't believe in the podcast?
I believe in the podcast.
Doesn't sound like it.
I do. I believe in the podcast. So
Wow.
I have a question for Nate.
All right, I have an answer for Kiwi.
So do you see yourself doing YouTube like far down the road, like for the next few years? Like where do you see yourself
In 5 years.
in 5 years on YouTube?
5 years. Oh my God, it's been 5 months.
Yeah.
I think I kind of have the algorithm figured out a little bit. So now, I'm kind of figuring out how to grow, and it's been pretty steady for me so far. And I'm making about the same amount of money I would having a part-time job in high school. So this is my job right now. So my goal in 5 years is to be able to support myself financially so I don't have to get a real job. And then I'll just get like a really big mansion and, a bunch of cars. I'll eventually turn to Rice Gum.
Sweet.
It'll be like Breaking Bad, but instead of, like a sweet dad turning into like a meth dealer, it's like a cute little animator turning into
I wouldn't say
Rice
cute.
Gum.
I would say cute.
I get a couple comments saying I'm cute, and those make my day.
Well, those people are objectively wrong.
There is objective truth somewhere in the world.
Somewhere, and that objective truth
Is that
collides
is
right
offensive.
with Nate being ugly.
Ouch.
Ouch.
It's okay to make fun of Nate being ugly because it's just not true.
Yeah.
Is it?
So we can talk about Nate's shirt real quick. Can you flatten it out so we can see your...
It's
It's Nate's favorite thing other than 21 Pilots.
If BoJack Person was a person, I would.
If BoJack Person was a horseman.
If BoJack Horseman was like a person, like the TV show, if you could take the TV show and turn it into a human being, I would probably marry it. TBH, I'd probably start like a polyamorous relationship with like BoJack and my girlfriend. And
in
stuff.
the state of Idaho, I think you can legally marry a horse.
I mean, they got a lot of lobbyists on top of that. It'd surprise me if you couldn't.
So a lot of YouTubers relocate to Los Angeles, California. Do you ever see yourself relocating, or do you think Idaho's the perfect place for you to be based out of?
I would like to. I'm thinking like really long term, like if I become like a quadrillionaire or something like that.
A quadrillion?
It's if you ever lay in bed, just think like, what if? That'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to like have.
That's just so far out of reach that
I know,
I just never ever.
Well, with that attitude, I'm sure.
Well, even like the most popular artists right now are like struggling because you can't make any money off of music. Well, so even in like my ideal scenario world, I'm still not rich.
Well, yeah, not with music. It's not just about music. It's about how you hustle and how you push yourself. I'm so good at squeezing capital out of pretty much anything.
That's true. I mean, Nate, you have to be one of the most like resourceful 18-year-olds that I've ever met.
Yeah, for
You have to be one of the sweetest people I've ever met.
Well, she's not when she first wakes up. She's like the grumpiest person ever.
To answer your question, I'd really like to live in Seattle someday because I really like Seattle.
Seattle's a good place. Yeah.
I adore Seattle.
I think we want to move to England someday.
Yeah.
You and all the other hipsters.
Is it the new hipster place to move? Is England?
Dude,
Yeah.
you said you want to move to Seattle. That's like that's the hipster capital of the world.
it's dying of. It's the hipster scene is dying out there though.
You hear that,
So then it'd be
Seattle?
ironic.
You hear this shade, Seattle?
Seattle, your hipster scene is dying. It's being taken over by your average corporate America.
Okay, so then it's becoming unhipster. So does that mean then it's the new hipster place to move if it's like
No.
hipster?
I'm talking like niche hipster, like hipster to the core, like me and stuff.
Okay.
You
Then
think
I'd
you're a
be going-
hipster?
Do you think I'm not a hipster?
You don't seem like a hipster to me.
Well, that's how
we
you know
seem
you're
like
a
more
hipster.
hipsters than you.
No, you guys are like try hard hipster, TBH.
How are we try hard hipster?
Because you just admit to the fact that you're hipster.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like the most not hipster
Yeah,
thing
isn't
to
that like
ever
very
do.
unhipster?
exactly. So you can't call me a hipster anymore because I admit it. It's like a narcissist. If someone admits like, oh yeah, I have some narcissistic personality tendencies, they by definition can't be a narcissist because a real
That's a lot of
narcissist.
garbage because I'm a narcissist and I know I'm a narcissist.
No, see, that level of self-reflection by definition would mean you're probably not a narcissist. A true narcissist isn't self-aware enough to be able to recognize that in themselves.
That's really offensive to narcissists. I'm going to ask you to stop.
I'm going to be as offensive as I want at all times.
I mean, if you want to get monetized or not, it's up to you, man.
Dude, as long as we don't talk about race, religion.
Didn't you get demonetized for saying the word Jew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jew.
But that's fine because I think, but I
It's just
said
the
she has
content.
a big Jew nose.
Jew knows. Jew
There goes
knows.
our
This Jew
monetization.
knows. She
Yeah.
doesn't even have a Jew nose.
No, I don't.
She's just a little Jewish and has a nose.
Yeah. I'm just 25% Jewish by my bloodline.
And 100% sexy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's ask Nate another question.
I'm ready to talk about myself some more.
Yeah, let's quit talking about ourselves.
Well, I'm here on this podcast, but we like to talk about music. And
Obviously, music's a big part of your YouTube channel.
A little bit.
You have lots of different music videos. You're preparing a My Chemical Romance video. This podcast is probably going to go out next week. So will your MCR video be done by the time we release this?
No.
Really? It's not going to be done in a week?
Well, I think as soon as you see the My Chemical Romance video, you'll understand why it's taking me so long, because this is a really serious topic that's near and dear to my heart. I mean, I understand it's My Chemical Romance. You're like, what? What's going on? I don't want to give away anything, but it's not what you think. I'm really going all out for this.
Okay.
Very cool.
This is one of those strategic videos where I'm like, if I put my chem in the title, it's probably going to get a couple extra clicks, so I might as well make it something special.
Are you going to do something like Why Chemical Romance Sucks or something like you did with the 21 Pilots video where you said the problem with then just sucked their balls the whole video?
It's introspective. It's not really about My Chemical Romance, but it kind of is. Again, I don't want to give anything away, but
Okay. Sounds good.
I can't answer that question and give you a satisfying answer. Just know, no, it's not coming out by the time you see this.
Okay.
Cool.
We got you.
So what are you going to do to make up for this long drought then? Because you haven't uploaded a video since a G Pie. Which YouTube didn't give me the notification for. Like, I'm still upset about that.
We're going to sue you, YouTube.
Like, I don't know how that possibly could happen. I'm subscribed with notifications turned on, and I didn't get one.
I mean, I didn't get the notification for the podcast, so we're
Because
even.
That's a new channel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, this is going on the Kiwi and Scooter channel.
Even fewer subscribers and a smaller reach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we're hoping that your guest spot will increase that number.
Oh, so you're counting on me to plug this.
Absolutely. It's a requirement.
if you found this, congratulations. You're a hardcore fan.
Yeah. Well, my question about music, because I was just really impressed about your ability to like put on the music festival and stuff like that. So I want you to talk about kind of the role that music has in your life, and yeah, just kind of why you spent the time and effort and money to put that on. And
Nate puts more effort into the local music scene than like every local musician does.
yeah.
Well, this is a long story. Are you guys buckled in?
Yeah.
Buckled.
Viewer, are you buckled in? It's okay. Pause the video, make some popcorn, come back, sit down. This is gonna be a wild ride.
All right.
All right, so we're taking us back to middle school. Okay, I'm talking 7th grade. This is a NateIsLame story time. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'll do
I'm
this
ready.
like NateIsLame style.
Okay.
So in the 7th grade, oh my God, it's like I can't do this with all the bounce reverb. You can cut this, by the way. This is just fat on the video.
You want us to just squeeze your balls really tightly if you want to do the NateIsLame voice at home. Just grab your balls as hard as you can, and it'll just make your voice jump a few octaves.
Well,
Octaves.
it was back in middle school, and I was like really self-conscious and stuff, and I had no idea how to deal with bullies. Essentially, I mean, now I know, you don't give them any crap. You just roll with it. Turn their mean into a meme. That's the smartest thing I've said all day. You turn their mean into a meme, essentially. And I didn't quite get that. So eventually it all transpired, and I got beaten up in front of the school, in front of like a ton of kids. To my credit, though, I was on top at the very end. But that just freaked me out. It was like a culmination of just a lot of really bad stuff that year. So I was like, I'm done with middle school. I can't take this. Like Dara Whippy Kid said, you're either dead or homeschooled by the end of the year. And I got homeschooled. So I was set in front of these really Christian, like you should have seen the science books, the Christian homeschooling program. And so I was just reading over this, like, okay, the Earth is 2,000 years old, is Noah's Ark, and this is science, by the way.
Okay.
And
That's
so
crazy.
it was just me sitting alone in my dark house for months and months on end by myself for like 7 hours a day, staring at these books that I didn't really fill out. And all I had was my computer, and that's when I started getting into music and stuff. And so I listened to AWOL Nation, Imagine Dragons, My Chemical Romance, just like, alternative stuff that was really popular in Pandora. And eventually I just really started getting into it, and I just became more and more. That's essentially how I found myself, is through music elitism. That's where I found my confidence, is being smarter than like a lot of other people in the room when it comes to music. And then I like pursued it, in college classes and high school and that sort of thing. And eventually I became friends with a guy named Matt Mudd on a movie set. And he was in an emo band, like a Taking Back Sunday thing called Cadus. And so I joined Cadus, and I learned how to play bass in like a week. And I wasn't very good, but I played either way. And then we, do you remember Cadus?
Of course I remember Cadus.
Yeah, I gotcha. So I was playing with Cadus, and eventually I discovered that there was like this whole underground world of music that I liked underneath my nose, and I had no idea. And I remember telling my friends at school, I'm like, do you know what's cooler than listening to your favorite band? Being friends with your favorite band. And that was just so cool to me. So I started like actively participating in the music scene and that sort of thing. And I was like really upset, because my band at the time wasn't getting any gigs outside of 21 and over bars, 21 and over bars in Boise and stuff. So I was like, well, if my friends can't come see me over there, I'll just play in Kuna, my hometown. You have to pardon me.
Represent Kuna, Idaho.
Represent Kuna, Idaho. It's a miserable little town until I got there. And so eventually I was like, how about I just do a show in my park or something with my band and a couple other friends' bands. It'll be like 12, 15 people. So I went to City Hall. I got the whole thing organized, and I went around to a couple businesses like, do you want to give me money? Please, this costs money. I'll put your name on something. And eventually it just, I got posters made. I posted them around town. And one of the posters was like a really embarrassing picture of me holding muffins.
I remember the picture.
He knows what story this is.
Yeah.
it's just a really embarrassing picture of me holding muffins, and I like whited out my eyes. I drew like a pentagram on one of the muffins, like frosting or something like that. That was the show poster. In fact, I emailed Scooter the poster right after this podcast. You can see it right here, what I'm talking about.
Cool.
You guys know exactly what's
Yep.
up. And so I posted a couple of those around town, and a local church, the Calvary Chapel, got a hold of them. I just said their name. They can come after me. So they came after me in like this really long Facebook post. It's like, calling all true believers of CUNA. This is not an exaggeration. The forces of evil are upon us. Your children's morality is in danger. Do we want these kinds of heathens, this drugs and sex in our hometown? Like and share, get the word out. We're gonna die. And so City Hall got a hold of me like, Nate, we're getting a lot of phone calls. This doesn't look good. So I had to type up a response, and so I was like, okay, hi, I just want my band to play with a couple of my friends. I just thought the poster was funny. Didn't mean anything of it, you know, like the Shia LaBeouf do it. They thought he was referring to his genitals. He was like, this is bad. And like, I had like a picture of a white kitten going roar, and they're like, this is slang for meth. And no, the police were like, hey, is there going to be drugs? I'm like, what the frick, no. And eventually, I was in that response. I was typing to the church, and I said, you know, the poster that they were referring to, they were really upset about the muffins and the pentagram and stuff. I was like, listen, they're not cupcakes, sweetie. They're muffins. And I'd really appreciate if you quit sensationalizing my muffins. And yeah, I roasted her. That was probably the worst roast in town history. And so I was like, sensational muffins. Like a couple people were posting like, sensational muffins. That's hilarious. I'm like, I could capitalize on this. So like 5 days before the show, I went to like a local t-shirt printing shop, and I was like, I need 100 shirts pronto. And they're like, you got it. So now I made like sensational muffins t-shirts. I almost wore it over here, by the way.
That would have been a good idea.
That would have been a good idea. So I made sensational muffins t-shirts with my face on them and stuff. And it says like, your soul belongs to me, Punk in the Park 2016. And we sold out. We made $800, and we donated that to mental illness charity in the church's name. So that's a true story, and a ton of people came to that show. It's just a darn shame that the show actually wound up sucking, because I didn't really know the band's playing, and so I wasn't really able to screen them first. But I eventually was like, okay, now I know how to do this. And then I got back into the thing, and I was like, well, why don't I just invite some friends from out of state and get some actually really great bands instead of my band playing, because my band wasn't received very well. And so I'm roasting myself over here. So then we had like a ton of other bands from out of state. It was becoming a legit thing. In the middle of nowhere, Idaho, we had these incredible, phenomenal punk rock bands and stuff playing in the middle of nowhere. And then like the next year, I got serious. I was like, okay, this is it. So I poured about $2,000 of my own money into this project. And I got the Frights from California. I got Honey. I got King Shelter. I got a lot of other incredible local bands. Like, I was eventually like trying to set the bar. I'm like, I want this to be the coolest thing that nobody's ever heard of, you know? Like, only about 200 people show up, but it'll be the coolest thing those 200 people have ever seen, you know? I want that kind of intimacy at my shows. And eventually, like, last year just wiped me out financially. I'm still paying it off. But,
nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And so eventually I'm going to do one more here pretty soon, hopefully in the fall or something like that, because I can't afford it to do it in May again. And I want some really big names. I'm hunting them down right now. I'm sending out emails. But it's going to be expensive. It's going to be super cool.
And Nate is going to announce the bands right now. Okay.
I'm contractually obligated not to.
But yeah, that just really impressed me that you had the wherewithal and to go get that done. I think that's really cool.
I was just able to get away with it because I was 16 at the time, and everyone was so impressed. It's true. They did everything for me.
It's true. You had a lot of volunteers. I was one of the volunteers.
Yeah, I went to the show. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
You showed up at the very end. Well, I was there at noon, man.
Yeah, he was there like while we were setting up and stuff.
I was there for the grind.
It started like raining.
She just showed up for the frights.
I saw Honey too. They were great.
Honey is so
Honey
good.
was awesome.
Yeah.
The singer for Honey may be the coolest person I've
He
ever
was like
seen.
smoking a cigarette while he was singing.
And he had like a 1980s like vintage Chicago Bears jacket and like the coolest like 80s hair ever. Even had like the one earring like
one long earring.
He was really cool. I got to talk to him. He was super chill.
Yeah, he was cool.
I have to go to the bathroom to the point where I'm sweating.
So Nate has to go to the bathroom. We're gonna take a quick break here while he
This
pees.
is where the abrupt edit, like just chop.
And we're back.
We didn't
And
need
we're
to
back.
do that again. Restart.
And we're back.
And we're back.
We're back. And we have tons of new ideas and content to talk about.
Really?
No.
Oh. I was worried. I'm like, are they just going to be asking me really generic, basic stuff, or are we going to get into something like hard to answer?
My bandana was falling off a lot,
It was. It
Because
got
it-
a little bit distracting, TBH.
but I tied it tighter, so now
Good job.
it won't happen anymore.
We're good.
We
That was not a bad idea. Get it? Do you get it, Kiwi?
No, I don't
No.
get it.
That was not. He tied his band.
Oh, knot.
Knot.
Like
Oh.
a knot. He tied a knot.
Oh God, Jesus Christ. We did promise that Henry was going to be on the podcast, and he's not.
He's not.
It's okay. By the time this is out, we'll have already uploaded 2001: A Henry Odyssey. So
Yeah.
people will get their fix of Henry.
I literally like walked up to their house like to record this, and on like the front step, like on the sidewalk up to your house, there's like a little script for Henry. Is like, are they trying to leave me a note or something? I want to know how that got out here.
It's because that's where we filmed it.
The storyboard got left on the...
Yeah.
The storyboard got left like on your guys' front
Oh, that's
lawn.
funny.
Imagine what the neighbors would think if they found it. Like just giant cat spaceship. Henry.
That's funny.
There's actually no spaceships. We're parodying the opening scene of 2001 before they go to space.
Wow.
Bum, bum, I'm gonna edit that so we totally like ear rape that part. Why is it funny to like distort the audio?
Listen, man.
I don't
read
know why,
this-
but it is so funny.
I read this article called "Why is Millennial Humor So Weird?" and it was really enlightening. It's because we hate ourselves to come down to it. Like that's literally what the article is like. It's like, yeah, millennials just hate everything. They're sad. They lie with the dumbest things because they don't know any better. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually true.
My dad absolutely hates when we're watching a video and there's like a really distorted audio part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, turn that off.
It's like, Dad, it's a meme. You don't understand.
It is kind of painful to the ears, though.
Well,
That's what makes
the
it funny.
joke.
Yeah. You do that a lot in your videos.
Well, yeah, but I at least warn people in case your dad's like mad.
Tell your dad to leave the room now, and then you do the audio
Yeah,
part.
I give you like a 3-second countdown. That's
Yeah.
just
fair enough.
courtesy.
That is nice, but that kind of takes away from the humor, I think.
Well, listen, I'd rather be a good person than like an excellent memer, you know?
Oh, well, I'm not the same.
I just post doggo
Excellent
memes. That's how
memer.
good I am.
Priority number 1.
Yeah.
Extreme shit poster, priority number 2. Good husband, good son come after that.
What a good friend.
I
What is
don't
that?
care about my friends. Like, I like hanging out with you, but mostly because you're really far away. We talked about this on the last podcast, but I like friends that are far away, that have to travel a while, because then it's like a commitment for them to come over. I don't like when people are around frequently.
Yeah, we're like too much of introverts to have like close friends that live like next door.
That makes sense.
Like it's nice to have people that we see now and then that we really enjoy being around. That it's just like occasional hanging out with people that are really cool.
Honestly, and a podcast is a good format to like hang out with people, because it's not like a party where there's like so many people that you like can't really have a real conversation. This way it's like very controlled, and we can like ask you questions
Ask
and
me
actually
really surface level questions.
yeah, and let you tell us about your life actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Nate, I have a question. Are you gonna participate in Vine 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh. You know I absolutely am. Like the second I saw the tweet, I'm like, guys, Vine 2, my dreams. Forget YouTube, man. Like I was so excited when I saw that.
What's the hand signal for Vine 2? Because this is a V and a 2.
But it's also peace. As in, I'm at
Is
peace.
it like a 4?
A 4. Vine 2,
A
everybody.
V and then a 2?
Well,
It
no,
does-
no. Here's how you do it. It's Vine 2.
Vine 2. Oh,
Vine 2. See that?
that's great.
Sick.
I love it.
All right.
Trademarks, by the way.
TM, copyright. Patent pending, patent pending, patent
We
pending.
will sue.
I've never sued before, but I'm not afraid to.
I have sued, actually. I will come after you.
I don't believe that for a second. Her mom's a lawyer.
My mom is a lawyer.
We will sue.
She's not a copyright lawyer, but she probably knows one.
She could probably figure it out.
You're not going to look... Listen, if you're getting sued, you're not going to look into if she's a copyright lawyer or not. You just have a lawyer knocking at your front door, and if you're probably some average schmo watching this, you're like...
I actually
don't care.
I have an uncle who's an expert in bird law.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Bird law?
He has very small hands.
Like, well, did you know it's illegal for a peregrine to land on your car and for you to shoot them off? Did you say bird law?
Bird law, yes, absolutely.
Have you
Birds
not
have
seen?
their own laws? I have not seen whatever you're talking about.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
No.
What?
Really?
Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh.
Malcolm in the Middle is the only sitcom I need in my life.
Let's punish him with 15 seconds of silence.
I mean, I can break that. I am not under any contract
You're
or
right.
obligation
He just broke
to
it.
participate.
I'll just mute him.
I mean, but it's leaking into your microphones too.
We'll mute them
Do you
all
hear
three.
that?
We'll mute all
Do
three.
you hear this?
We'll mute all three. All right. When's the last time you showered, bud?
3 days ago.
When's the last time you showered?
It's been probably a couple days. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and I'm sitting in the middle having to smell you both right now. Nate smells like cheese. Kaylee smells like onions.
I had buffalo nuggies today.
Don't call them nuggies.
How about nuggers?
MC Jugger Nuggets.
I missed that channel. When I was a kid, I thought that was real, and I was like, Mom, this is the
This
coolest
is
thing ever!"
insane. Yeah.
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
You know MC Jugger Nuggets. He's the one that does all the like staged videos of his dad like
But
smashing.
they're so great, though.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know they're fake, but I still love them. It's like
he started a new series.
he's kind of like
Oh
built.
my
It's
gosh,
like
is that the where we watched the new?
Yeah, his new series is actually really good.
I don't know if it's really good.
I
but-
like-
I think it's
I
pretty
really
good.
like the world building in those. Like, I like suburban adventure like that and stuff.
Yeah, I think that they were actually like well acted and well done.
Like, I thought they were real when I was 12. So,
I thought they were real, and I was much older.
I mean, like, maybe like the first video you watch, you're like, whoa. But I mean, after like 2 or 3 of them, you're like,
Yeah, there's no way. This person would be in jail by now. Especially like in the ones where he pulls like a gun on his dad.
Yeah, like the very few,
finale.
the finale.
If you haven't already, watch the finale of MC Jugger Nuggets.
MC Jug, just watch them in general.
What other YouTubers are you into?
Boy, I really like I hate everything. I like Bobby Burns a little bit. I like him.
I like Bobby Burns too.
Bobby Burns. I like Ralph the Movie Maker. I love him.
I'm not sure I know that one.
Really? We're gonna watch him after this. I really like Jeremy Jans and Chris Stuckman. They teach me how to sound pretentious when I talk about movies.
Cool,
Okay.
cool.
Boy, King Queen of Losers are like okay, I guess. I just watch them out of obligation because I'm their friend.
Fair enough.
That makes sense.
One more. Who else do I like? The Odd Ones. I'm kidding.
The Who?
I can't say the whole name because that ruins the joke.
Oh.
If I say the Odd Ones out, you're like, oh, but I'm like,
Oh, well, I wouldn't have known if you didn't say the whole name.
who else is Odd One blank on YouTube?
Well, I don't even know who the odd ones out are, so.
Well, take my videos, but like a lot safer and generic and harmless and fun.
Basically you without all the punk.
Yeah, essentially, he's like a not punk rock version of me. I'm roasting him, but I actually really like the Odd Ones Out. He's really fun. He was this channel that I was watching when I was like, is this all it takes to get popular on YouTube? He has like, what, 5 million subscribers? And he does this? I could do that. And so, thanks, Odd Ones Out. You inspired me, at least.
Who do we watch?
Weird stuff.
Yeah, we watch pretty weird stuff.
You have not heard of any of these channels they're about to list off.
Well, like in terms of big guys, we watch like H3 and iDubbbz, and
Never mind.
we watch a lot of PewDiePie and
Vsauce.
Vsauce.
I
And-
love Vsauce.
Yeah, and we watch We like those sad world videos with the guy from
Gibby.
Yeah, Gibby.
Yeah.
Sad World is hilarious.
Sad
I
World's
love
so
Sad
funny.
World.
We used to watch that as the plan before Fantano took them all down.
Rest in peace.
Jake and Amir.
Jake and Amish.
Jake and Amish.
They also do a podcast. We're just trying to be Jake and Amir is what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's our goal on YouTube. If you're trying to be the odd ones out, we're trying to be Jake and Amir.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to be the odd ones out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to point out like exactly who you're trying to be on YouTube because I think that like more it's more like what we're trying to do is just express our own kind of like weird random absurdist humor. And I don't know if I mean other than like doing like a weird combination of the computer show and Jake and Amir, I don't know if there's any one person that we're trying to embody.
I've been seeing like a little bit more of Sad World in your videos and stuff here and there.
Yeah.
Like little flashes of it.
It's like Happy World is our...
Happy World.
Kaylee has depression.
Same.
You have depression too?
Everybody in this room probably has depression.
Not me. Happy always, dude.
Yeah, I have depression. I mean, it's fine. You just gotta...
What a dumbass. She has depression. Who has that? Like, get over it.
Our generation's experiencing kind of a disaster with depression and mental health issues. It's kind of running rampant right now in this day and age.
Yeah, I feel like that too.
Like it's an objective fact. Like,
What do you do when you have spouts of depression? Like, what helps?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, same. I just lie in bed.
I listened to my Motion City soundtrack finals. That helps. That's good.
Okay. That's
Other
a good
than
answer.
that, like nothing really helps. I just roll out of bed and I feel miserable the whole time doing it. And I'm like, I don't want to walk to school 2 miles in the snow.
Do you really walk to school?
Yeah.
So do I.
I mean, you live like right there though. I'm like a couple miles.
It's cold, though.
Ooh, it's cold though. Why don't you just get your license?
Because I can't, because I got a DUI.
Oh yeah.
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 He got his license taken away.
My license was taken away for 2 years because I got a DUI while high on drugs.
I got a DUI while high on drugs, is what it is.
He was on high on Xanax with his sweater on backwards and hit somebody's car.
I was high on Xanax with my sweater backwards and I hit somebody's car. You guys are like one step closer to becoming a SoundCloud rapper.
That's right.
I remember I was talking with like one of my aunts at a Christmas party, and like one of my family members asked, how's school going? Because like if you're over the age of 50, that's the only thing you know how to ask, you know, someone under the age of 20 is, how's school going? And I remember I was looking at my aunt and I said, that is the most obnoxious question in the world. Do you think like during Christmas break I want to talk about school? I was like, I wish that old people would ask, you know, younger people better questions. And my aunt was like, what do you want us to be? Like, what drugs are kids into these days? I was like, that's actually a good conversation. Then we talked about drugs.
All
Like
right.
the entirety of that Christmas thing. And I said, yeah, Xanax is really popular right now. Everyone's doing Xanax right now.
Yeah.
Xanax is like, so rad, dude. It makes me feel so cool.
Yeah.
He's a poser.
I'm
I
not
bet
a-
he's never even crashed a car
I've
while high on
smoked,
drugs.
I've smoked over 17 Xanaxes before.
Whoa.
Do you mean like over the course of a lifetime? Because all
Oh,
at
no.
once, that's pretty crazy.
All at once, guys. I have done all of the drugs. Do you see me? This is the face of addiction in America.
Are you really? Is this really the message you want to present to your listeners?
Do drugs.
Whoa. I don't stand by that.
Yeah, we're
That's
sobes, dude.
That's absolutely not
Yeah,
funny.
these guys are sober. These guys are getting their lives together.
The only
These
thing
guys
we,
are recovering.
the only thing we do is nicotine.
Mad nicotine, bro.
Nicotine lozenges.
Yep.
You guys are calling me posers.
Yeah, we're literally posers now.
Yeah.
We would be straight edge if we didn't do nicotine. Actually, doesn't straight edge include not having sex?
No.
Well, but we're married.
Maybe if you're like Reliant K or something, but not like general. That was a Christian rock joke, by the way. I used to be
I
into
remember
Christian
that.
rock before I knew any better.
So, like, depending on like what faction of straight edge, I don't know if faction is the right word, but it includes like not having premarital sex. And some include being vegetarian or vegan. So,
Wow.
Straight edge just gets more and more obnoxious as you go down that hole.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, some it just means like some straight edge people smoke cigarettes and they just don't drink.
It's
And-
interesting.
Yeah.
I think that all straight edge people should be vegan. If you're gonna claim to be body is a temple, I don't understand why more religious people aren't vegan.
Because the Bible's people eat meat in the Bible.
But obviously, like that's unjust. Like the way that we manufacture meat now is
It's pretty messed up.
pretty unjust.
Yeah.
I'm vegan in theory, just not in practice.
I
Yeah.
would be vegan, but I really like meat. Like it's a problem. It's the worst reason to not be vegan.
Yeah, that's the worst. Our reason is because we don't pay for all of our own food.
that too.
Yeah.
And so it'd be kind of, because then we'd have to impose it on other people if we wanted to be vegan.
Yeah. So basically, as soon as I move out, because I'm getting to that age where I'm thinking about moving out, looking for roommates in Boise area. If you guys know anybody. What was I saying?
About being a vegan.
Yeah, as soon as I move out or something like that, I'm gonna try and eat less meat and stuff. You know, I will try
Tone it down?
Yeah, I'll definitely tone it down in the future and stuff because veggies are better for you anyway.
Yeah, I think
We lost a lot of weight while we were vegan.
I was going to say, I think that it's easier to keep weight off.
Our body fat percentage went down a ton.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't have any body fat, period.
Yeah, but that's going to
Yeah, so
change
not
in the
like-
next
not like-
5 years. That's what part of growing up is.
I'm gonna be young forever. You guys are silly.
Yeah, the older you get, the harder it is to shave off the pounds. We
I
haven't
don't
even.
know. For me, it's always been hard for me to stay skinny, though. Like, ever since I was 14,
When I was a kid,
I've leaned towards chubby.
I ate whatever I wanted and I was a twig. And then after 19 and 20, I was like, everything I ate showed up and I can't take weight off unless I literally starve myself.
When I met Scooter, he was chubbers.
I was chubby.
Yeah, you had such a beer gut. It was
Yeah.
so cute.
It was not cute. I'm
Yeah.
ashamed of that period of my life.
If there's some old pictures on Facebook where you can see Michael's beer gut. They're really funny.
Don't look them up. Please. Let's leave that in internet obscurity where it belongs.
When I met Scooter for the first time, I thought he was a dick.
What do you think of me now?
He's still
He's
kind of a dick. Yeah.
Well, the thing is that I was playing with that punk band I mentioned earlier, Cadus, and we went to punk night and stuff. It was Darian organized it. You guys don't know who Darian is, but she's wonderful. And essentially, you were in this band called Figure 8 punk rock.
Don't look them up.
Don't look them up, seriously. And seriously, don't look up Figure 8. And you guys played before us and stuff.
We're actually not called Figure 8. We were called Figure 8 Punk Rock.
It was, I don't know.
Don't look it up.
Don't
Don't
look it up.
but that's how you find it. But don't look it up.
We trust you kids have integrity. And I was watching Scooter and his band perform, and he had really short blonde hair. It was a travesty. And
Kaylee actually likes my hair like that. She hates how it is now.
is that true?
Yeah, I like his short blonde hair.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just like it.
And I remember watching you guys, and you guys, punk rock is dead. This is like the what was it?
The eulogy.
The eulogy.
Yeah.
This is the eulogy for punk rock. Stan, radio sucks. And,
That's not the words.
I mean, I haven't listened to it in months, but it's not like I look it up. And I remember getting all huffy and puffy. I was like, but punk rock's not dead. I
Yes,
still
it
like
is.
Imagine Dragons.
Wow.
And boy, this was I heard a story that you guys walked out of shows smoked cigarettes and stuff, and other bands didn't like you for that. Was that ever true, by the way?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, don't do that. If you kids are in bands, don't leave early. You stay for the whole show unless you have something really important. Then you tell people. But
Nah, I don't even think you should do that. I think you should. If you sign up and you agree to do a show, especially as a local band, I think you're obligated to stay for all the acts.
Scooters, yeah, that's actually true. And
It took me a couple years to realize that.
Yeah, so we just thought you guys were jerks, and so we like stood right next to the stage with our arms crossed and tried to look angry and stuff. But I was so into their act. I was like, these guys are really good, and I hate that I like them. But your bass player at the time, I thought he was like, ooh, he was like the kind of dude who would, he looked like the bad guy in a 90s teen movie and stuff.
We had to start a swear jar because of him. Anytime he said the N-word, we made him put money in the swear jar.
He was a white dude, by the way, saying the N-word.
Yeah,
so
a lot.
Yeah.
We had to, it became such a problem that we had to start charging him for...
Yeah.
And boy, so like I just thought Scooter's kind of a jerk, a really good musically talented jerk. And so eventually I did like this nonprofit called Rylan Needs Money. It's kind of on hiatus right now. But I was like, dude, all right, we have a punk theme night. Should I get the figure eight guys? Like, they look like dicks, but I mean, no one else in Boise I know. Scooter, do you want to come? And he's like, yeah, I'll come. And then he shows up with an acoustic guitar and part of me's like, what happened to the full band? I thought we were getting the full package, whatever. And then he performed and I was like, okay, that was pretty good. And then he's actually a nice guy, holy cow. And then you just start showing up to stuff I organize. I'm like, I thought you were a jerk, but now you're cool.
Thank you, Nate.
Yeah, and I remember I heard her, like, my band was talking one night, and they're like, do you remember Figure Eight? Apparently, like, a lot of their members left, and it's just Scooter, and apparently he's a nice guy. I was like, I don't believe it, but he can play the show if he wants and stuff. So, I mean, but now he's an okay guy. What is up with that?
I'm trying to be a better person all the time.
I judged a book by its cover, and I thought that'd work out. That's crazy, dog.
I mean, what else are you supposed to judge books by? They put the artwork on the front and they give it a good title, so that's what it's supposed to be judged by.
Yeah, judge books by their cover.
That's
unless
what
they're people.
That's what the like publishing company wants you to do. They make the cover. That's the whole purpose of the cover.
So
Do
you
you know how
can judge
overwhelming that would be to like go to a bookstore and look at a book and be like, well, this book cover sucks and it doesn't look interesting at all, but I'm going to spend 5 minutes looking into what it is.
Yeah, let's read the entire content of the book, then judge it.
All right,
that
I don't
kind
like
of
this
time?
book. Let's move on to the next one.
You know what book has like pretty like benign artwork, but is a really good book?
What?
The Bible. It doesn't even have like a cover at all. It just says Holy Bible and then
Yeah, no art.
the contents. It's because back then when the Bible was written, they actually didn't know what Jesus looked like, or else it would have been Jesus on the cover.
Did you read the sequel?
Bible 2 by AJJ.
No, it was actually the Book of Mormon.
That's right.
Or is it fan fiction?
That's not canon, actually. The Book of
not
Mormon is
canon.
not canon.
But Jesus took a vacation to North America and became friends with the Native Americans. What?
Crazy stuff.
We can-
Americans are special too, guys. Look at this. We can make money off this.
We can make fun of Mormons because we're actual Mormons. Like,
These guys are actual Mormons.
we actually know the religion because we've like had to go to lots of, just like you can make fun of Christianity because you've like lived it. But it's like not cool for you to make fun of like Judaism or Islam because
Yeah.
you don't really.
I don't
that's
know
not
enough
your
about it.
culture.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we are with Mormons. Like we can make fun of the Mormons.
Did you guys know that I was Mormon for a day?
for one
one
whole
day?
day?
There's a good story to it. It's
Cool.
like a quick second.
Yeah.
Right.
I was rehearsing a movie at BSU like a couple of years ago, and I went to go pee, and I was walking down the hallway, and someone's like, Nate, Nate, and I was like, who could that be? And so I wandered over. I'm like, whoa, it's my Mormon friend who's like not Mormon at all, and she's like, do you want to hang out with us? Because I'm miserable and I want to die inside. And it was like a big Mormon convention at BSU. And there were like just tons of well-dressed kids and like just the rules that they had to abide by. Like, you know, girls can't go anywhere without some dude like hooking their arm and escorting him personally.
Yeah, Mormonism is very sexist in
Like,
that way.
what if a woman has to poop and she's like, I gotta go, but I don't want to have him wait outside for like 4 minutes while I go. Imagine how embarrassing
4
that
minutes?
would be.
That is a quick poop.
No, that's probably not normal.
That's normal.
4 minutes?
That's normal for normal people, Scooter.
Yeah, how long does it take you to poop?
An hour at least.
Well, I mean, that does explain the TV in their bathroom.
I actually don't bring a TV or my cell phone when I poop because I like to have a good think while I shit. Just like sit there and just think about
In
stuff.
case you guys want a visual what Scooter looks like when he
Yeah,
poops.
this is what it is.
So my Mormon friend like called me over.
Yeah, excuse me.
My Mormon friend called me over, and I sat with her, and she was like, Nate, we have to go do testimonials. I'm like, ooh, that sounds dramatic. Testimonials? They're gonna like talk about their stories, their lives. That sounds interesting. So we like go into like this giant ballroom. I mean, like it's huge, and there's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of chairs, and they all filled up. So it was like a room full of people, and they had like this tiny stage and a podium, and so people would go up, and I was like, "Ooh, this kid's gonna tell me about his life." It's like, "My name is Will Smith," and don't make a joke. Here's the Will Smith joke. I'm waiting for it.
In West Utah, born and raised, and a chapel is where I spent most of my days. Excuse me.
And I believe that Joseph Smith was telling the truth, and I believe in the church. And I was like, "Oh yay, that sounds great!" And they were all the same. It was like a Mad Libs for like Mormon testimonies.
Oh, yeah.
You like insert name, insert Jesus, Joseph Smith, or the church, Book of Mormon. Circle 1, this, you know, like they were all the same essentially.
Yeah, every testimonial is like a Mad Lib. You're absolutely right.
And I was just watching these kids, and I was sitting with my friend. I'm like, "Listen, I left another boring meeting to come to your boring meeting. Let's mess it up." So we got in line. I was wearing like a Modest Mouse t-shirt and stuff and black skinny jeans and like a row of all these other kids in like suits and ties and stuff. And my friend and I came up with this plan, okay? We were going to go on stage and we were going to say some stuff. So we just waited and waited and waited because there were a lot of kids who wanted to tell us their Mad Libs. And eventually we got up to the podium and she went up in front of me first. She's like, "Guys, my friend has been investigating the church. He's been coming with me. We've been making friends. He's been making a lot of progress with his life. And he has a big announcement to make. So please welcome to the stage, Nate Burr." And this is a true story. And so I wandered on stage and I looked and I was like, dang, there's a lot of people staring at me. I was like, "Oh God, I know her. That's my family over there." And so I walk up there and I pull up like my best acting face. I'm like, "Okay, my name is Nate, and there's always been this hole in my heart. I didn't know what it was, but through going to church with my friend here, I think I'm starting to discover it's God. God hasn't been in my life, and that's what's been missing, guys. I have been so empty inside and so miserable. I was raised in a liberal atheist household, and I didn't know any better, guys. And now I know the church is the truth. Joseph Smith is the truth, and I know nothing but the truth now, and I'm proud to say I am a Latter-day Saint!" And like the whole room stood up. I got like a standing ovation. And then I like wandered off and I got a text like, "Oh, my Uber's here. I gotta go. See you guys. Bye." And I had like some girl literally sobbing her eyes out.
Oh my God.
Touched. The power of the church, man. The power of the church. And I was like,
"Oh my
thanks,
God.
goodbye." And I had like these kids trying to throw books to me like, read this, come to my church, Ah! And I was like, "Okay, goodbye. It was just a joke. It was a joke." And eventually, like, I met my Uber driver. He's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "It's been a long day."
That's hilarious. Kaylee, give us your Mad Lib testimonial.
I'd like to bear my testimony that I know the church is true. I know that Joseph Smith was a true prophet. I know that my family loves me, and I know that I feel Spirit so strongly whenever I come to these meetings, and I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
There we go. Once when we were at Mormon church, the topic of climate change came up, and the teacher literally said, "Don't worry about that. God's gonna fix all of that for us.
Yeah, whatever's going on there, it's in God's hands.
God will take care of it."
God's got it. Just continue ravaging our natural resources, okay? Yeah. This message brought to you by ExxonMobil. This testimony, this Bible verse is brought to you by whatever big... What's the name of another big oil company?
The big oil spill was done by BP.
Yeah, this Bible verse is brought to you by BP.
Do you remember when we were at the church meeting and they're like, "Just look at your hand. Have you ever thought that... Could you believe that some people believe that this just came about by random...
Big Bang?
By Big Bang and then
Some just
random
exploded
evolution.
and people happened. That's what atheists believe.
Scientists say we came from a big bang. Y'all scientists can suck on my big fang.
You know, if we evolved from monkeys, why are there still monkeys?
I love that one.
That's a good one. Why are there still monkeys?
Because we didn't come from monkeys. We just share a similar ancestor. That's like saying...
What's a similar ancestor?
We come from a similar ancestor. Do you know how bad it is? Like, my tongue gets tied, like, in real life, and I have to edit that out of my videos. Like, have you noticed I talk kind of funny in my videos? Like, I get tongue-tied every now and then.
That sucks.
That's true.
You really think that natural selection over these years would have, like, evolved you into being able to speak, but apparently fucking not.
Yeah, I must have missed a gene or two. I don't know.
Yeah, somewhere.
Wait, is that how you get Down syndrome? Did I just make an ableist joke? If I did, I'm sorry.
that's
Wait,
not
those are
genes are different than chromosomes.
All right, I'm not missing any chromosomes. I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate.
And you felt fine about making ableist jokes about my wife.
Well, that's
Yeah.
because she's right here, though.
Yeah.
So
I know how she'd react.
wow.
So we're
Know
all
your
good.
audience. That's the general rule.
What else did we learn in that church class that was ridiculous? What was insane was like that we went to my parents' church for a while. We were staying with my parents, and we were supposed to be going to like the easy Mormon class where they teach you like the basic introductory like simple shit.
I should have come to that.
Because her parents knew that we weren't going to listen anyway, so they just threw us in that class.
Yeah.
Because we figured they can't cause that much trouble in there.
Mormon
Yeah.
101.
And like it was Mormon
It
101.
was Mormon
right?
101.
And then they start talking about like apocalypse shit.
Every day was apocalypse this, apocalypse that,
Apocalypse now.
Which I feel like is not good, like Mormon 101 shit.
You're gonna die. Everything's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Hang out with us, and it won't suck.
Yeah, but I feel like churches being so like apocalypse centered, I feel
That's
like
got to drive people away.
Yeah. What? Okay. The Christian religion that your parents were they very apocalypsy?
I was really lucky because I was in the Nazarene church, and they're very like. They're almost hippie-ish. They're like, yeah, man, as long as you love Jesus and Jesus loves you, like, it's all good, man. It's about the relationship. It's about the bond between you and God. And I was like, yeah,
But what about if you're gay or trans?
a lot of, the thing is we'd start, as, time went on, we did start getting more gay and trans members in the church group. So, like.
Really?
The church started being a little more sensitive about that kind of thing. And
That's surprising, actually.
I actually do like my childhood church. I just went there last week. I don't believe in God or anything, but it's just nice to hang out with those people, I really like that church. If I ever become rich and famous, I will donate quite a bit of money to them because I really like them and the family and stuff that they got there. I think that's pretty cool.
You hear that, YouTube? Nate is going to donate money to a church. So stop watching his videos because all of your money is going into the church. Mm-hmm. Do you want to support the church? No.
Do you want to support the church? Just watch me like a really edgy, atheist, miserable, existential nihilist YouTuber.
I'm talking shit, but I don't think there's anything wrong with churches. I think churches are generally pretty good places.
Well,
I don't believe in it, but I think churches are a good sense of community.
I used to be
nice
really
people.
Anti-religion.
Yeah.
Like another amazing atheist. I was like, religion just taints everything. I hate God. Everyone needs to be atheist or else nothing works.
The amazing atheist.
He was cool when I was like 13, but
I think he's even better now.
Well, eventually, I had that mentality for from 14 to 16, but then something happened. I got an existential crisis.
Uh-oh.
I just internalized one morning. I remember it was the day after Warped Tour 2015, the Boise date. I can't remember what day that was specifically, but I know it was the day after Warped Tour. I just woke up on my couch. And I was like, what happens when we die? And I Googled it, and I internalized it. And it freaked me out. I just felt terrified. When you're watching a scary movie and you're waiting for the monster to jump out, the jump scare? That feeling you get in your gut? I got that in my gut, but it stayed there for 5 months. It did not go away, and I would just cry in the middle of class for no reason. We're talking about historical people. I'm like, they're all dead. They're in oblivion. That is the worst thing. I'm gonna be there too, but it's gonna be lonely, and I won't even know I'm not there. It's it's black, but it's not because there's no color. Oh my God, it's inevitable. I might as well be dead now because time is fake and everything doesn't exist because it's just a chemical reaction in our brains. And I just panicked. For months, I was in panic mode. This is true. It was horrible. And eventually I realized, I'm like, going through that existential crisis wasn't fun. But do you know what people do to cope? They create imaginary friends that keep them company so that they don't go there when they die, even though they do. Like, what good does it do me to know that information that I'm not going to ever wake up when I die?
Yeah, that
What
doesn't
good
really,
does that do me?
It doesn't do anyone any good.
It doesn't do anyone any good. I mean, like, atheism is the most miserable thing in existence. I don't wish atheism upon anybody because it's so miserable. So that's kind of why I'm okay with God now. I'm like, as long as they can sleep at night, that's fine. Because the real life is really miserable and horrible and terrifying if you think about it. So I'm like, cool. Religion's okay. As long as you're not using it as a political weapon. I'm sorry, Kiwi.
No, yeah, I was gonna say that's how I feel too. I feel like a lot of people use it, and it makes them feel good, and it makes them happy, and it makes me happy that they're happy. But yeah, as long as they're not trying to push it on me,
and as long as it doesn't affect legislation.
Yeah,
Keep it out of politics. Like, I get it. No.
I think, I just came up with this, cool term. I think they should separate the church and state.
That's revolutionary.
It actually, I think we should write that
think we
down.
should
You know what's kind
implement
of
that.
funny? The people who deny that church and state are separated are the same people complaining about Sharia law.
That's
worried
funny.
about it. Like, Muslims are going to come in and change everything, but God forbid if, we keep religion out, because America's a Christian nation, mind you.
Yeah.
There would have to be such a radical change in American politics for Sharia law to overtake the Christian law that's been implemented.
Do you realize how many obnoxious white people there are preventing Sharia law from happening to begin with?
We don't have to worry about
Do
Sharia
they
law.
even know what Sharia law is to begin with? I mean, do you know what Sharia law is?
Yes.
What is Sharia law?
The laws of Sharia. It's basically everything
What are some of the rules? Give me a rundown. Like, what would I be arrested for?
I don't know the actual
Nobody
laws
actually knows, but my
Sharia
actual
law.
Muslim friends say it's nothing that bad, but I'm like, I don't know.
I also don't believe that. I don't think that Sharia law would ever
Well, I saw a BuzzFeed
work in
article.
it. Well, that's not very factual. Let's stay in reality here, Nate. I don't think that any religion should have, whether it be Islam or Christianity or Judaism. Buddhism might actually be pretty chill.
yeah.
You know what, man? Just
I don't want to do
fun,
yoga,
dog.
though. I don't want to do yoga.
I'm too fat to do yoga.
I don't want to meditate. That takes too long.
Yeah, meditation's
Honestly,
so boring.
fuck Buddhists. Let's keep them out of here.
Frick Buddhists. Let's keep them out of here.
I like Buddhists.
Actually, Buddhists are pretty chill.
I would never say the name of a religion and then I like or dislike that entire group of people. There's too many to decide if I like them all or dislike them all.
That's a very good point.
That's a
I'm
very
with you
good
there.
point.
But on that note, fuck Buddhists.
You guys do deserve to have a lot of sexual intercourse on us.
The good news is that Buddhists make up about almost 1% of the population,
And
so
they're all
there's
just-
no way they're watching this video.
And they're all white, Christian. I mean, they're not Christian. They're all white college students anyway. So
No, they're Tibetan monks, dude.
no, I mean in America.
That's
yeah.
an even smaller percentage
Yeah.
and way less significant.
They're the
All
majority.
right, we've got a whole hour of podcast now, you guys. Anything you want to say before you go?
I don't know. I should have had something planned now.
A good outro?
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to plan anything.
Sometimes I like to go pee sitting down.
That's very good. Honestly, I think you should always be sitting down. Are you shooting 100% from the field? I'm not shooting 100% from
Did
the
you see
field.
that BuzzFeed video of just men recording their reactions? Okay, this is my first day peeing sitting down.
Of course the cucks at BuzzFeed would do that.
That's a real video. We're gonna watch it after this.
Well,
Okay.
we have 5 to watch after this because you've.
That's fine. We're gonna
This
do
is Ralph the Movie Maker and BuzzFeed. That's it. That's all you need.
I don't
Very
feel
fair.
like it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We're gonna do this every week. Is the plan.
So
And
far, so
We're
good.
never gonna get this time back.
I'm probably gonna have. We're probably gonna have Nate on again. Are you willing to do this again?
I might start charging.
Well, if you start
We'll
charging.
see the analytics, then we'll talk. Yeah, I'll come back.
Sounds good.
Yay.
Well, we had a great time talking with Nate.
I had a great time talking about myself.
Cool. Maybe you are a narcissist.
I am a narcissist.
No, he's not.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
It's been fun.
Buenos dias.
This is the internet.
Mucho gusto.
Have a good night
Comprende?
or
If
day.
they're watching, yeah.
Have a good day or night.
Are you just gonna drag this outro as long?
Yeah.
The longer the video is, the more AdSense we get. So
Well, I'm pretty sure people have clicked away by this point.
no way. There's going to be
It's
at least.
just there's nothing of substance being
Last
said
time
at
we
this
said
point.
this exact same thing, and like 4 people commented and saying, "Ha ha ha! I was listening when you said no one's listening."
No one's listening.
So people are going to
The
be
4 of
listening.
you, I better hear about this if you are listening.
Comment down below if you're actually listening.
Comment your favorite fruit.
to prove this diva wrong.
Yeah.
Don't comment to prove this diva wrong.
Just post the word one fruit, your favorite fruit. Don't
One
explain
fruit.
it at all. Just say
well, now your comment section is gonna be full
Apple.
of like unproductive
orange.
Like,
That's fine.
Orange.
That's fine.
don't you
That's
actually want?
fine, Nate.
Don't you actually want feedback? That the
No.
little circle went red when I screamed like that. What's up with
I
that?
delete all the negative comments.
You're a cuck.
No, you're the one who does that. I don't even do that.
I don't do that though.
All right, bye, everyone.
Bye.
I guess the end's just gonna be us yelling at each other.